Hey everybody, day 2 for Roots Up series. So I titled this Roots Up because think about it, our roots, our babies, changing our family tree all the way up to 100 plus. Starting with the babies, guys, because here's the thing. I'm just going to dive right in because I would love to keep this one at 15 minutes. Yesterday was 17. We'll see how we do. As we start with our babies, if we can change what we're doing now with our babies, we can change the trajectory of their adulthood. And right now, what we're doing is not working. What we're doing right now is creating so many things. All the things. That's all I'm going to say. A hashtag all the things. So let's just dive in. Today, I'm going to chat with you guys about toddlers through kinder. So write that down. If you have a toddler through kinder, if you know someone with a toddler or kinder, take notes. You're going to want to. I promise you. As I was researching, I'm like, son of a biscuit. I mean, that's not actually what I was thinking. So if I could speak Spanish, I would have said it differently. But it really, the more I research this, guys, the more I'm so frustrated that the cancer that my son had likely could have been prevented. Little sweet peas who have cancer now, who are suffering, it very likely could be prevented. I'm going to prove it to you guys. Ready? Toddlers to kinders. We're going to talk just wipes and household cleaners. That's it. Wipes, household cleaners. That's all. If you do that, dude, you're a rock star. You're going to completely change your family's life, starting with your babies up to kinder. We're going to go like, all the stages, but hang with me. What do toddlers do? Put every freaking thing in their mouth, right? We laugh because our kids would lick the Target. This is so gross, and I hope she's never going to watch this video, but my daughter lick the Target cabinet, where all the soda's at. My littlest boy, my middlest, would eat just broken crap off the floor. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway, so toddlers put stuff in their mouth, right? Here's what we do. If you've ever worked in a church nursery, if you've ever worked in a preschool or a school of any kind, what do? The kid puts it in their mouth, you guys have seen Toy Story, and then you take it out and it's all the snot and the gross stuff dripping, right? And then you immediately go and you wipe it down with a wipe. Yes? Gah! And it wasn't until I started, I didn't say with Young Living, actually. So we got our oils when Zion got cancer, and we were diving in and learning about natural health and all this stuff. And it really wasn't for a couple of years till I was wise to the cleaning products. I was still, people be throwing up in my house. I'm like, oh, get the Clorox wipes. Oh, get the Lysol. Don't do that. It's a bad life choice. But we do that. We clean their toys. Our babies are crawling around on our floor. Our puppies, guys, I'm not even talking about our puppies, but think about it. Your puppies with the pads of their feet are walking around on your floor. So the kids, we clean the toys, right? We disinfect. A lot of teachers now are required. I looked this up. They were required to use Clorox wipes. One of the number one, what did this website say? It listed all cleaners to avoid, wipes to avoid. Clorox was number one to avoid, obviously, right? It says Clorox, the bleach company. But teachers are required now to carry that specific brand so that they can disinfect and clean as kids come in and out, right? And you talk about little ones, even my 5-year-old's always putting nonsense in her mouth. So you wipe this down and it goes back in the mouth. So now, not only did it have somebody else's lovely germs, because very likely we didn't do a good job really of cleaning it all, but you also have the toxic junk right in their mouth, ingesting right on those bottles. It says do not ingest, and yet we wipe it down. Many of you guys already know this. I know all y'all are going to share this, and because you're all Young Living people, you're totally down, but there's a couple of you, and some of you guys who know this, there's a couple of you who have friends. You sit in two camps. You either don't believe me, and you're like, here she is, just trying to sell me another thing. I will remind you, it is not leggings I'm trying to get you to do. Right? We're all in agreement with that. I am not trying to get you to buy another basket or another pan. I'm trying to take care of your health and your children's health. That's all. Okay? So many of you don't believe me. Not many. Some of you don't believe me. Or, here's the other camp. Some of you guys think you're doing better, but you're not, and you don't know you're not unless you take the time like I do every day and research this stuff. I'll give you an example. Raise your hand if you've ever bought the Honest anything Target brand, right? The Honest Target brand. Guys, I literally stumbled on this. Here's Honest brand products. And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. It's not my intention. My intention is to wake us up, right? The Honest products have something in it called, I wrote down how to say it because, I don't want to look like a complete fool, phenoxyethanol. And I think I spelled it on here, phenoxyethanol. What does this do? It affects the nervous system. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here's what the Honest company said in their blog. We know that it's bad. We're even looking for a way to take it out. But for now, this is what we were going to, basically for now, this is what we got. And then they said, there's always room for improvement. Good job, Honest company. Thanks for that blinding flash of the obvious. But for now, Honest company, you are giving us products that as we wipe our babies' faces, as we wipe their parts, as we wash them, we're screwing with their nervous system. What now? What about those babies? So we're not going to ask an entire company to change their ways. We can change, guys. It starts with us. But I just wanted you to know that. So just know when you go to Target, you guys hear me, do not buy your stuff at Target. Can we just all agree? We're not going to buy at Target. Fist bump, everybody, high five. Yes. Because Target method, dude, look it up. It's the worst. The worst. Honest? Not so honest, are they? Actually, they are. We know it's bad. We're trying. Do or do not. There is no try. Okay? There we go. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus. But here's the other thing with wipes. So when we use these wipes, right, most of them have parabens. All bad. Tumors, got the breast cancer going, got the reproductive system. My mom would say when I had all the miscarriages, right? She was like, gosh, I never knew so many people who had such a hard time getting pregnant. It just wasn't a thing when she was having babies, right? Because they didn't have all the nonsense to deal with. Now, women struggle with infertility. Men, slow swimmers, that's not normal. That's not how God created your body. When we use these products, wipes and cleaners that have all these sinister things, number one, we're just overusing them and it actually ends up breeding superbugs. Also, we can expose our family to more harmful chemicals. So just think about that. Sometimes, like I have a good friend and she would say, the healthiest kids are the gypsies in Spain. Her husband's from there, so we're not being unkind. But her point was, they're in the streets, they're playing, they're dirty, they're just getting the stuff. Sometimes it's okay for your kid to get a bug or two. It helps their body. But when we use the antibacterial on our hands, we are literally stripping off DNA. Did you guys know that? You are literally changing your child's DNA, the entire structure of their body. Don't do that. Okay, let's talk. The nervous system, neurotoxins. Wait, let me back up. Neurotoxins. Some of these things have neurotoxins in them. Maybe you're like me and you're like, and what's a neurotoxin? Who cares? I'll tell you, I know, because I was that way. It's a poison that acts on the nervous system. Okay? Okay, so my nervous system. Really, what does it do? Well, your nervous system is your brainstem and your brain. And, oh, stink, I just forgot. There's one other part to that. There's actually 3 parts to your brain. I think it's the cerebellum. Okay, it's okay. I'm not a brain person, right? I don't have an alphabet, so I can totally screw up like this. No worries, right? But what you need to know, so what is the nervous system good for? Or let me back up. What happens if we have a nervous system breakdown? So if we're using something that has neurotoxins and it's going to create some kind of nonsense, nervous system breakdown, really, Jen, what does that affect? So glad you asked. Depression, epilepsy, seizures, right? Does your kid have seizures? Is your kid depressed? You know that stupid movie, 13 Reasons Why, that came out a while ago, and we're wondering why our kid is so depressed. Oh, pick me. I know. I know. Because you probably have used or they're using some nonsense that's screwing with their brain, their nervous system. I'm going to just say this with every video, but teenage girls who are using Sephora and all kind of sinister makeup, I know, moms, I know. You don't want to argue with them. You don't want them to be the odd man out. Okay, but are they depressed? It's your choice. Blood flow, blood pressure, all of this is regulated by the nervous system. Here's the thing. So this is a short-term issue, right? Depression, epilepsy, blood flow. Down the road, I'm going to say it louder, like Carolyn said, for the people who can't hear me that are in the back. Down the road, nervous system breakdown results in Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. I'm looking at you guys. Does anybody have any parents that have memory care issues? Any of you are like, oh, I'm getting older, I'm losing my mind. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. You don't have to get Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or any of this brain stuff because you're getting older. It's not a thing. MS, multiple sclerosis, anybody? Holler at me, guys. Organ failure? Okay, if you have organ failure, you're very likely not watching this. However, these are the things that the nervous system supports. The nervous system is critical. So, there's that. So here's the thing. Let's back up the bus. Now we're still talking about our toddlers and all the way to kinder. I think that the trouble is with us in the West, we are very short-sighted. We're in the now. We have a world of Instapot, Instagram, Insta this, Insta that. Dude, if we would just push the pause button and we would slow down and we would say, I want my in utero child to have the best possible life. You guys, let me tell you a little story. So there's this church here in Texas called Stonebriar Community Church. I promise this is relevant. And when we first moved here, my son went to the preschool, right? He got in, whatever. So then later, as the church got more popular, the preschool got more popular. Now, here's what happens. This is the honest to God truth. When my daughter was going to go in and when my other one was going to go in, no, I'm not joking, you guys. Moms, I think they were saying, would wait in line at like 4 in the morning for a spot in preschool. I tell you that story because here's why. It is absolutely ludicrous and asinine for me to think that a mom would get up before Jesus himself is up and stand in line for a preschool when that same mom may not even think about the nonsense that she's putting on her little one and think long term. My point is we want our kids in the best schools, in the best sporting event, and the best whatever. We want them to play double, triple, X, Y, Z sport. And yet, we're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should really do that with the wipes. I don't know, Jen. That's like, your ceiling wipes are like $9 or $10, and I can get my Clorox. I know. But these are freaking awesome, and they're not going to put neurotoxins in your baby's body. Oh, also, our Thieves Cleaner is cheaper than any cleaner that you can ever find, which brings me to my last point. I promise, I have a point. Kind of made a lot of them, haven't I? Again, I am not here to throw any company under the bus. But one of y'all got mad at me, and we got kind of in a Facebook fight, which I'm like, that is such nonsense. Just stop. But you got mad at me because I said how Young Living has the best oils, and you can either choose fresh baked bread or day-old bread, right? Meaning, if you didn't have an oil company that had their own farm, you were probably like using inferior. I'm just saying. So some of you got mad at me. But I'm using this company because their name is an oil name. The entire company is an oil name. And so I stumbled on it, and I'm like, wait, what? Is this the same company I'm thinking? So they have something, it's how does it go? Ooh, I should have figured this out. Tough and Tender Wipes, okay? And on their website, they say this. Follow me, I gotta read this. No ingredients with, like, right? Chlorine, bleach, ammonia, abrasives, phosphates, phthalates, triclosan, parabens, formaldehyde, quaternary, whatever. Sorry, disinfectants. Remember, I don't have the alphabet. It's okay. Okay, so I'm like, oh, hold up. I know people who sell this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna go over. So then we go to the EWG group, right? And I'm looking, and it says Melaleuca. So it rates an F. Sorry, let me say that. It rates an F. And the environmental working group's rating, an F. You know, F in our country means bad. A is good, F is bad. You go to a restaurant, A rating, you want to eat there. F rating, all bad. F, cleaning agent, stabilize agent, preservatives, blah, blah, blah. Organ, system failure, blah, blah, blah. Fragrance, good. Leave the fragrance out. That rates a D. What gets a C and why I'm harping on this right now, guys, Melaleuca alternifolia tea tree oil. I'm like, some concern, cancer, respiratory effects, skin irritations. Now, we're going to put a pause on this and then it goes. If you hear me say Melaleuca or tea tree oil has some concern of cancer, then you are not listening to me. Follow me, friends. What I'm telling you is, as you click on it, I'm like, this ain't the Melaleuca tea tree oil that Young Living uses. This Melaleuca oil has, okay, low, blah, blah, blah. I'm scrolling down. This sucker has formaldehyde in it. Did you hear me? Their tea tree oil has formaldehyde in it. It's tea tree oil. Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down? So when you say you have tea tree oil and then the EWG group calls bullsh on you, I'm saying there's a problem. So now then, for all my friends who are like, oh, Jen Weir, you just work for one of them crazy MLMs. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the crazy MLM group that I work for is trustworthy. I've seen it. I've seen their research. Not all essential oils are created equal. They're just not. EOS. End of story. Now then, my point of all of this is you have to research the research. You have to. When we're talking about roots up, toddlers to kinders, 3 things you want to be concerned about. The neurotoxins, the formaldehyde, and the phenoxyethanol. Those are 3 key things. Do you guys remember yesterday, if you watched this or if you're watching this like years to come, like where's yesterday's video? You'll find it. It's on YouTube. The IBPs. Guys, the IBP, that $1 million word, is used in booger wipes. I know, it's so gross. I'm like, dude, why don't you just have your kid use their sleeve like I did when I grew up? But this ingredient is in the nose wipes. It's in a lot of wipes. It's in Pampers wipes. Ugh. It makes me so frustrated because I used Pampers because it had a super cute baby on it. And then my kid went and got the cancer. Grr. It makes me angry. I'm sorry. See, I told you guys, I get a little passionate. Okay, last thing. And Carolyn, you're asking me how to research the research. Dude, that is another topic for another day. Very many times you have to go and be like, okay, who are these people? What are they trying to sell me? When Zion got cancer and I was researching curing melanoma through food, that was my big research. Be impressed. What I had to learn is I couldn't look at anybody who was selling Young Living. I couldn't look at anybody who was selling any essential oils. I couldn't look at anybody who was selling anything. Only because that's when it's not trustworthy. I'm not saying Young Living's not trustworthy. I'm not saying other companies aren't. What I'm saying to you is this. And I'm also saying to you, so in this, and what I'm saying to you is everybody has an agenda. We're all trying to sell something. That's just life. Everybody has an agenda. I'm trying to sell you on toxin-free living, not chemical-free living. There is a difference. I'm trying to sell you on that. However you choose. Of course, I think you need to use Thieves Cleaner because number 1 is wicked cheap. Number 2, it's wicked amazing for you, boosts your health and cleans your stuff. And number 3, because again, it smells like Christmas. But whatever, maybe you want to use vinegar and lemon oil. Okay, good on you. Do your thing. But what you need to do is, what are they trying to sell you? And I know you have to be a skeptic. I hate to say that because that's hard, because you don't want to be that person, but you got to be that person. You have to be a skeptic. What are they trying to sell you? Now, you know, WebMD, I Googled like nervous system problems. WebMD, they're trying to sell you stuff. I mean, you got to be careful. They're trying to sell you medicine. They're trying to sell you to go think you got a cold and now you're going to be dead 24 hours later. Cancel that. But do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's trying to sell you something. You have to just dive in and research the research. I will do another video on that, Carolyn. That is a good idea. So for now, what did we learn today, boys and girls? What we've learned today is your wipes, your household cleaners, from toddler to kinder, those are the most used things on those babies and on their stuff. Know what you're using. Research. Do your thing, guys. I had someone talk to me today about seedlings wipes. I'm like, listen, they're awesome. That's all I got to say about that. But you have to research the research. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.